Does your Windows 11 PC feel slower than it did 6 months ago? Programs take longer to open. Boot times keep getting worse. The fan runs constantly. And somehow, a computer that used to feel fast now feels frustratingly sluggish. Here's the good news. You probably don't need a new computer, and you definitely don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on upgrades. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 10 Windows 11 settings that can dramatically improve performance, reduce startup times, free up system resources, and make your PC feel faster again. Most of these changes are completely free. They're completely reversible, and you can do all of them in about 30 minutes. Let's get started. One of the biggest myths in technology is that a slow computer automatically means you need better hardware. Most of the time, that's not true. Windows systems gradually collect startup programs, background services, unnecessary visual effects, and storage clutter. Over time, all of that adds up. Today, we're fixing that with 10 specific settings changes that can improve performance on nearly any Windows 11 PC. Let's start with the real causes. The first problem is startup bloat. Every application wants to launch when Windows starts. The second problem is background activity. Cloud sync apps, update services, telemetry collection, and dozens of other processes compete for CPU time and storage access. Next are visual effects. Animations, transparency, shadows, and visual flourishes all consume resources. And finally, storage pressure. As a drive fills up, performance often suffers dramatically. The good news is that all four of these problems can be improved. Here are the 10 settings we'll be changing. Trim startup apps, turn off visual effects, use best performance power mode, disable unnecessary background apps, enable storage synths, narrow search indexing, update Windows and drivers, remove bloatware, tune privacy and telemetry, optimize virtual memory. The first few settings typically deliver the biggest performance improvements, so stick around until the end, because some of the last tips are often overlooked and can make a significant difference on older systems. This is often the biggest performance win on the entire list. Every startup application increases boot time and consumes memory from the moment your PC turns on. Open startup apps in Settings or Task Manager. Sort by startup impact. Look closely at anything marked high. Applications like gaming launchers, chat clients, cloud storage tools, and software updaters usually don't need to start automatically. Leave security software, audio drivers, and essential hardware utilities enabled. The best part? Disabling a startup app doesn't uninstall it. You can still open the application whenever you want. Many users see boot times improve by 20 to 50% with this step alone. Windows 11 looks beautiful, but those visual enhancements come at a cost. Animations, transparency, window effects, shadows, all of them consume system resources. Disable animation effects and transparency effects. Then open Performance Options and choose Adjust for best performance. One important exception: leave smooth edges of screen fonts enabled. Disabling it makes text harder to read without providing meaningful speed benefits. These changes often make Windows feel noticeably more responsive, especially on older hardware. Windows uses balanced mode by default. That's great for battery life. It's not always great for speed. Switch your power mode to best performance. This allows the CPU to maintain higher clock speeds during demanding tasks. If you're on a desktop, this is an easy choice. If you're on a laptop, consider using best performance only while plugged in. You'll get more speed, but battery life will decrease. Many applications continue running long after you've closed them. They're using CPU resources, using memory, downloading updates, checking notifications, and consuming battery life. Review your installed apps and set unused applications to never run in the background. Be careful with apps that deliver important notifications, such as messaging or calendar apps. Everything else should earn its place. Less background activity means a faster, cleaner Windows experience. Quick question: how long does your computer take to boot right now? 30 seconds? 1 minute? 2 minutes? Drop your boot time in the comments below. And if you're finding these tips helpful, make sure you subscribe to GCH Technology. I regularly post Windows tips, Microsoft 365 tutorials, cybersecurity guides, AI updates, and practical tech advice that helps you get more from the technology you already own. Now let's tackle one of the biggest hidden performance killers. Storage space directly impacts performance. Once your drive starts getting close to full, slowdowns become much more common. Enable storage synths. Set it to run weekly. Allow it to clear temporary files and empty the recycle bin automatically. Use cleanup recommendations to identify unused apps and unnecessary files. A good rule of thumb is to keep at least 20% of your system drive free. Windows search is useful, but enhanced indexing can be surprisingly resource-intensive. Enhanced mode scans virtually everything. Classic mode focuses on the locations most people actually search. Switch from enhanced to classic. Exclude large media libraries, backup folders, and virtual machine directories if you don't need them indexed. This can significantly reduce idle disk activity, especially on older drives. This one is simple, but frequently ignored. Many performance issues originate from outdated drivers, particularly graphics drivers and storage drivers. Install pending Windows updates. Check optional updates. And if you're using Intel, AMD, or NVIDIA graphics, install the latest drivers directly from the manufacturer. Updates often contain bug fixes and performance improvements that can immediately resolve stutters and freezes. Unused software creates unnecessary background services, scheduled tasks, startup entries, and wasted system resources. Sort your installed applications by size or install date. Remove software you haven't used in months. One especially important tip: never run two real-time antivirus products simultaneously. And for most users, Windows Security provides all the protection they need. This setting focuses on efficiency rather than dramatic performance gains. Windows collects diagnostic information, activity history, and diagnostic feedback. Set diagnostics to required only. Disable tailored experiences. Disable improve inking and typing. Clear activity history. The gains are modest, but these changes reduce unnecessary background activity and improve privacy at the same time. Virtual memory acts as overflow storage when physical RAM fills up. For most systems, allowing Windows to automatically manage the paging file is the best choice. If you manually configure it, place it on your fastest SSD. And remember, virtual memory helps prevent slowdowns and crashes, but it's not a replacement for RAM. If your system constantly runs out of memory, a RAM upgrade may still be worthwhile.